Recess, snow days, and federal holidays are breaks school children look forward to every year. But what if your religious holiday wasn't recognized by the school system? Well, if you're a Muslim child in New York City's public schools, it's not. Joining me now from New York is Bahir Mustafa from the New York Civic Participation Project. Bahir, first of all, I want to ask you, what exactly are you advocating for? I know there were some big protests in New York City. Tell me about that.
Well, today is June 30th, the one-year anniversary of the Resolution 1281 passing on the City Council last year, calling on Mayor Bloomberg to recognize Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr, the two most holiest Muslim holidays, and incorporate that into the public school system.
And Bahir, do you think that certain religions are given preference over others, and why?
Well, I'm not saying certain religions are given preference. What we're saying as a coalition is that 12% of the public schools are consisting of Muslim students, which comes out to approximately 100,000 kids. And the fact is that the Muslim community, 95% of the children that reside within the New York City go to public schools. And this is an important thing to understand, and understand that when a child has to decide between practicing his faith or her faith and spending that day with their family, or going to school and taking an exam, is very troubling for that child. So it's important to understand that we're trying to recognize that these holidays are important for their kids.
And you know, right now, New York City public schools recognize Christian and Jewish holidays, but not Muslim holidays. I mean, why do you think this issue is so controversial?
Well, in this climate, the Islam is high Islamophobia, you know, and it's a political climate where I guess maybe people are afraid to, you know, touch the topic. But the fact is that last year, June 30th, the City Council voted 50-0 to recognize. It's a Resolution 1281, so it's not a law, it's not a bill, it's just showing the solidarity with the community. 50-0 to support the Muslim holidays. And the fact is that all 5 borough presidents recognized that this should be recognized in the public schools.
And let's talk about how New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has reacted to this. He said that the public schools in New York are simply too diverse. They can't observe every religious holiday. I mean, isn't that a fair statement?
Well, we can only tell Michael Bloomberg, the mayor, that our children, the public school consists of 12% of the public schools. Our kids are as much a part of the public schools as any other children. We have a high number of kids, and when a child leaves school for that particular day and has to return back to school the next day, he has to be caught up. Time is taken away from the classroom. Time is taken away so that the teacher has to catch the children back up, and the kids are missing assignments. So, you know, that's what it is.
You know, many would argue that is it really the school's obligation to make sure that kids observe their religious holidays? I mean, how is that a school's duty?
Well, it's not. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that, you know, there are other religious holidays that are recognized, and we have approximately, according to Teachers College, Professor Cristillo from Teachers College did an independent study which showed that between 600,000 and 800,000 people, Muslims, reside in New York City within the 5 boroughs, and 12% of the public schools are Muslim kids. So, you know, we have to understand how these kids are impacted at a time when Islamophobia is such a high rate, and when these kids are going to school and you know, experiencing bullying because of their religion, because of what they believe. and they feel as though maybe they're not part of this society. They don't have the confidence. They don't feel as though, you know, they can move forward.
And you know,
it's important that when.
Sorry, I was going to say, you know, you're talking about this culture of Islamophobia. How have the other school children's parents reacted to your proposals and your efforts?
Well, there's been a lot of support from other non-Muslim, from the non-Muslim community. You know, we have this coalition consisting of 80+ organizations of Jewish organizations, Christian organizations, civic organizations, Muslim organizations, of course, Christian organization, as well as labor groups, unions that are supporting this our holidays.
What
and
about
have the importance of recognizing?
Have there been people who haven't been supportive about this? I mean, you're talking about this Islamophobia and how kids are getting bullied in school. I'm assuming that maybe there are parents that aren't so happy about what you're suggesting here.
Well, I mean, we can't look at, we have to understand that it's important that our kids, the Muslim kids, go to school, go to the public school, understand that they are also part of this society. So, you know, we have to emphasize that our children are, as American, and want to be part of this society, want to be part of the American culture, and and by recognizing this public school, you will only reinforce that into their minds, that they are part of the American society as much as anyone else.
And Bahir, I have to ask you, you know, according to the First Amendment, it says right there that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So, you know, many would say that it's unconstitutional to have any religious holiday in public schools.
Well, at this present time, that's not the case. You know, we have other religions recognized. So at this, you know, at this point, you know, Islam is one of the 3 Abrahamic faiths. Christianity and Judaism are the other 2. So, you know, whether, you know, or not that's the case, you know,
right.
We have to understand that we want to be part of this society, and our children want to feel as though they're part of this society like everyone else.
Right. All right, Bahir Mustafa from the New York Civic Participation Project will continue to follow your efforts.